Today I woke up and realized I've never done a formal review on the Square Golf launch monitor, which is crazy because I've probably put more content out on this unit than anyone else in this space. Playing videos, comparisons between other budget units, simulator builds, troubleshooting. If there's something you want to know about the Square, it's on my channel. But today, I'm putting that all in one video. I'll give you a brief intro to the Square, talk about my 1.5 year experience with it, all the pros, every single con, because while this is fantastic, it is definitely not perfect. We'll talk about accuracy, overall value, customer support, things that you should look out for, and ultimately whether or not this would be a good unit for you. Okay, so why is this the most sought out but also most controversial unit on the market? Well, for one, it's $700, which is the cheapest camera-based unit on the market, period. Indoor only, 12 ball and club data points, requires marked balls to accurately read spin, works with the TP5, TP5X picks, comes with a fantastic free software that runs on a mobile app or PC, free driving range closest to the pin, putting practice, a very affordable credit-based system for course play, and no subscription for third-party application use, which is ultimately why the Square has pretty much claimed the top spot as an entry unit for GSPro and simulation in general, but of course, not without a few caveats, so manage your expectations here. First and foremost, I want to talk about accuracy. This is a $700 unit, do not forget that. But with all of the budget units out there, ball speed, horizontal launch angle, vertical launch angle, and ultimately your carry and all that good stuff is going to be within a very tight margin. It's going to be very close to the big players, and the Square is no different than that. Now, the difference here with the Square Golf Launch Monitor accuracy is when it comes to spin and spin axis accuracy. Putting accuracy, in my experience, up there with all the big players. Perfectly calibrated speed, picks up on all your slight variances and pushes and pulls. And so if you're looking for the full simulator experience, you should expect perfect putting out of this unit. Chipping, pitches, short wedges, spot on as well. This is a unit that you can actually expect to get some good reps in and improve your short game. Now, as we move up through the bag, spin axis, which is the most difficult metric to get correctly from all of these units, it tends to worsen just a little bit. I'd say for me, up to about a 200-yard shot, nothing out of the ordinary. Fantastic ball flights. I can replicate the same shot over and over again. Occasionally, a slight discrepancy in the shot shape. I might hit a 5-degree draw instead of a 3-degree draw. And there are accuracy tests out there to confirm this. But as I move up to the bag even more, and when I get into driver at my usual 165 mile an hour ball speed, I notice that backspin RPMs are usually within about 300 plus or minus of what I could expect from a more accurate unit. Something like the GC3 or even the Rapsodo MLM2Pro, which I have tested head to head. Sometimes I'll get a read with driver that just seems like a little bit too much spin, 500 or even 800 RPM too much or too little, and I'll know right away that it's not accurate. It didn't feel that spinny, but it's gonna be all right. But I would say that those shots happen probably once every 2 rounds, but still very within reason. And if you can't afford a $5,000 unit for this one at $700, you're still gonna really enjoy it. And I'd say if you're over a 10 handicap, you probably won't notice any issues with accuracy, period. It's really close. But I'm just being super picky so that you're perfectly informed. I wanna be transparent, and if this wasn't good, this would not be my primary use in the simulator golf tour. I still can be competitive with this unit. And if you see complaints out there about, oh, my driver's not accurate, it's always short, whatever, I just want to say that I'm a part of probably a dozen different golf simulator communities, and in every single one, there's always somebody commenting every single day that a unit doesn't read their driver accurately. More often than not, they usually figure it out. Makes you wonder. Okay, now as for my actual simulation experience with it, this thing is incredible. I've obviously just talked about accuracy, but this thing is so easy to set up. It is just so simple. Pull out my phone if I only have a few minutes, set that up on a tripod, turn this on, and then within 60 seconds, I'm already hitting shots on the driving range. Free driving range for life. It's fantastic. It runs the same on the PC as it does on my mobile app. And in my opinion, I love GSPro software because the graphics are fantastic, the physics are great, but I really like the ball physics in the Square software. The way the ball lands on the green, it actually, for me, replicates a golf shot more accurately than GSPro. That might be controversial. If you are going to use the Square software as your only simulation experience, it does kind of lack in putting a little bit. The putting can be difficult to figure out, not enough sensitivity when you're aiming, and the fringes are so soft. Oh, and I almost forgot. Out of bounds is everywhere. But they do have some settings that really help with that, as you can minimize the curvature of the ball flight to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more of a casual experience. The only thing the Square software is really missing for me is analysis features, game improvement features. So if you're looking to use this as your primary device to get better at golf, there may be other units out there that are better. But for getting reps in, the driving range does show your dispersions. You can export your data in a CSV and do what you want with that. And so when you're ready to take it to the next level, get yourself a gaming PC if you don't have one. Get GSPro, get in the simulator golf tour, compete against other golfers, get in leagues. One of the things that really stands out is there's almost no shot delay with this. You hit the shot, look up, and the ball's in the air. How reliable is it? I'd probably give it a good 8 out of 10. No reads, I probably get 1 a month, which is already impressive. Misreads, I might get 1 every 2 rounds, which is really impressive compared to other units. My SkyTrak Plus, I hated it. And it was a $3,000 unit. Misreads, no reads like no other. Rapsodo MLM2Pro, no reads on chipping. So while it may be lacking in analysis features, like I said, for simulation, fantastic. Okay, let's move on to value. How much value does this actually have at the $700 price point? Well, $700, no subscription, that is your all-in cost. There's not really too many units on the market that really can even compete with this at this point. The Garmin R10, significantly worse spin axis accuracy. The shot shape for me was just not good enough, and it had me questioning every single shot after I noticed the first few misreads. The MLM2Pro, and I've done a comparison on these two units. Yes, it's $700, but it requires a $200 per year subscription or a $500, I think it's $600 now, lifetime subscription, which effectively still doubles the price versus the Square. Only real competitors to it would be maybe the OG SkyTrak, which comes in at a very similar price, but it is an older unit, way more outdated, and it has its own issues, trust me. So if you really wanted the next best thing, you'd have to go with something like the iMini Core or the Nova by Open Launch, which are still in a completely different price tier. I know I've mentioned some downsides, but I want to mention all my downsides right now. One, since this is an indoor unit, it struggles with UV light. So if you have so much as any light peeking through a window in your garage or whatever space you set this up in, you can be prone to misreads. It does not handle UVs well. Some people use them outdoors, but they have to do it at nighttime. And so too much light can be an issue for the Square. Now, I already mentioned this, but I want to reiterate this. Accuracy when it comes to spin and spin axis. If you're looking for professional, the best data and accuracy out there, it is going to lack if you're a low handicap, single digit plus handicap. At higher ball speeds, it may not perform like a GC3, a $6,000, $7,000 unit. But truly, I don't think anyone above a 10 handicap would ever notice the difference. Also, when it comes to course play, I just wish there were some more real life courses. I don't mind teeing it up at Angel's Arrow or Olympus Garden, but I don't know those courses, and so it's a little bit hard to be immersive to really get into it when it's not a real life course. Your score doesn't really matter when it's not something the pros can play, when it's not something you can play in real life. Come on. Yes!
Nice eagle.
And then lastly, the biggest downside to this unit, the one thing that I've been hoping it would improve on, but it hasn't seemed to yet, is just customer service. This unit, when it first released, it blew up. It was so popular, so in demand, and it's been on back order almost ever since. For the entire 2025 holiday season, every single retailer has been out of stock on this thing, back order for 4, 6, 8 weeks. It's been insane. But in my opinion, that does not excuse the fact that you cannot get an answer from this company. You can't. I've emailed them 3 times now, and I've only gotten 1 automated response email. That's it. So if you buy directly from Square, you just have to hope that nothing happens to your unit. This is a more budget option, so if you get a faulty unit, well, you might have trouble getting a return on it. My solution to that, and what I recommend all the time, is purchasing through a licensed retailer. I am partnered with Play Better. I'm an affiliate through them, but that's besides the fact. I always recommend them because what I see on online forums is that they have the best customer service out there. They will help bridge the gap for you when Square won't give you a response. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't like the unit, return it. If you have any issues with it, you can return it. But if you order with Square, yeah, you're taking a risk. And really, that's the most concerning thing about this unit. I purchased mine directly through Square. I didn't get any tracking information. It just showed up on my doorstep, and this was before it was really, really in demand. I've had no issues with it. Zero, none. And then there's obviously the fact that this is an indoor only unit. You can't take it to the driving range. And for that reason, I own another unit, other units. And I will say I don't go to the driving range much, but when I do, I want to know where my game is at. So I bring another one of my units with me, get set up, figure out where my numbers are at, how far am I hitting my 7-iron, how far am I hitting my wedges. This obviously doesn't provide that. And with that being said, who the heck is the Square Golf launch monitor good for? Obviously, someone who's budget conscious, indoor use, simulation, period. If you like putting and chipping, even if you don't like putting, you need to value the chipping, the accuracy of the chipping, how easy it is, never misses a shot. This is just bulletproof for simulation. And even if you value getting better at golf, because let's be honest, who doesn't? This is still going to help you get those reps in. You're still going to improve. Check out Raw Golf. I've been watching him go live on TikTok for months and months, and his game has come a long way just using the Square Golf launch monitor. So it's not the primary reason I would buy one of these units. I wouldn't use it for club fitting necessarily, and I probably wouldn't use it if I was a professional golfer. But for the average amateur, even single-digit handicaps, you're going to love this. Get into some tournaments, save yourself some money, and put it towards the rest of your setup. Put it towards a really nice projector. Accessibility is what the Square has done for me and countless others. So those are my thoughts on the Square. My channel is basically an archive for more content on the Square, more budget unit content, budget builds, and related reviews. So if this was helpful to you, please like the video, consider subscribing. We've got the brand new Square Omni on the way, pre-ordered. That's their new indoor-outdoor unit that's supposed to be competitive with the GC3. I'm really excited about that. And if you have a Square and you're watching this, because I know the Square owners always watch these videos, let everyone else know down below how you feel about your Square. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.